So, hi, my name's Samantha, and I kind of met Mackenzie through Facebook and just chatting back and forth. But I am a year into really learning about gut health and what it does for you. And I actually am a unicorn part of the company because I started for the business. But then I fell in love with the products. Um, I first started noticing inflammation and a whole ton of energy. So my inflammation was going down, my cheeks were getting smaller. I had more energy to keep up with my kids. And so started for the business, but fell in love with the product. So I'm still here. Learning that there is a huge connection between gut health and our immune system. With that, my husband started taking there's two of them that help with your immunity really big. And like he has no more seasonal allergies at all. So we have not been to the doctor for any type of sinus issues since he had just started those two products, which I think is amazing. I started a year ago. About 6 months ago, I kind of became a little inconsistent with some life things that happened. In July, I decided I wasn't going to let that stop me anymore. So I started being real consistent. There was a new combo that came out called the Triplex and Trim. And so I was just like, you know what? I'm jumping in with this combo. I'm going to be 100% consistent. And so I have done my products every day this month. I've not missed one, and I'm already down 9 pounds. My clothes fit better. I can button my jeans. Like there's just a whole bunch of little different things that you don't notice right away. With other things. And so this has been a huge game changer for me. I do have a couple of friends that I would like to have them share too, because they have some amazing stories. So if Shara, you want to take it away?
Yeah, I can do that. Hi, I'm Shara. I've been with Plexus for 4 years. So I've been here for some time. Um, so I originally started these products because I wanted energy. My mother-in-law asked me if I wanted to jump in on this energy challenge, and I was like, heck yeah. I am a mom of four kiddos. I have a full-time job as a quality engineer at a aerospace and military manufacturing company. I, at the time, was actually going to school for my bachelor's degree, and I also coached high school cheerleading. So I was super busy, and energy is what caught me. I had no idea what Plexus was, never heard of it, never seen a post, had no idea. I just knew I needed energy. So I jumped in on this challenge. Um, After jumping in, I found out, kind of like Samantha said, that Plexus was a gut health. That's one of their main things is gut health. What is crazy is I was diagnosed with ulcerative colitis and possibly the starts of Crohn's in 2019. So this was kind of I call it a God wink for me, because I had been praying for relief because I was in so much pain. I would walk bent over. I had ulcers in the bottom part of my colon and the top part of my colon. I was breaking out in hives from all the inflammation. I had mouth sores all the time. I just definitely didn't feel very good. On top of being super busy, no energy. It was a mess. Um, but I I had been praying for this relief, and I would have never jumped in to a supplement company if it wouldn't have been going, energy catching me. I would never thought that supplements would be there to help me with all my stomach issues. But after that challenge, I decided, okay, I'm going to give this a try. There's a reason why I'm here. So I jumped in with our triplex system, which is our most popular combo. It is three products. It is our pink drink, which is slim. It is BioCleanse and a probiotic. So I jumped in, started taking it. I was very consistent. drank my water. I also added in Active, which was part of that energy challenge, which is natural energy. And I added in Ease, which is our natural inflammatory. So I added all those products in and was taking them religiously. I didn't miss a dose. And, of course, I started kind of feeling the difference. I actually had a little more energy. But around month 3, my stomach started hurting again. And I was very skeptical. I was like, these products aren't working. I'm not doing this. I'm not taking them no more. I was like literally over it. I talked to a few people that have been with Plexus longer than me, and they're like, no, keep taking them. They're working. Keep taking them. They had to, get me off that cliff. And so I did what they said, but I made an appointment with my GI doctor and went to that appointment. They did an ultrasound of my stomach, and 3 days later, they called me and told me that I only had one spot on my colon that was inflamed. I didn't need any medications, that to keep taking my Plexus products because they're working. I literally had ulcers at the top and the bottom of my colon. It looked horrible. So that was great, but I was like, what is the pain? I mean, I had the pain. I had kidney stones. So it had nothing to do with my gut health at all. I get kidney stones too. But I can also say that I haven't had kidney stones since then too. But I am in remission. I haven't had any flare-ups since. So I am a lifer on these products. I believe in these products because that is all I was taking. I don't believe in medications. I mean, unless you just absolutely have to have them. I know they're out there for a reason, but there's so many side effects. And if you look up any kind of medications that you take for ulcerative colitis, there's always these horrible side effects. And I was already dealing with enough stuff that I didn't want to deal with anymore. I would like get the medication, but I wouldn't take it, or I'd take one day and then completely forget. So the only thing I was taking consistently was these products. And when the doctors told me to keep taking them, and I was like, oh, yes, sir, I will do that. So I've continually taken them, and I still take them to this day. I share with everybody because this is a blessing. God answered my prayer by sending me this company. And not only did he answer that prayer, but the same time I was praying for relief, I was praying for friendship. Again, I was a mom of 4. My husband would go out fishing with his friends and go do all kinds of things, which is great because, you need that time. I don't care if he did that at all, but I wanted that too. I love my children to death, but I don't want to be home all the time, with them. I need some girl time or, hanging out. So this company has brought me a great community of supporters, encouragers, and just really great friendships. It's bringing me closer to God. It's bringing me closer to building myself, growing myself. I never thought a gut health company would build me the way it's building me, not only just for my health, but just through everything with this. I just cannot believe it. You don't really see it unless you're in it. And it is beyond a blessing for me. I could sit here and talk all day long about how much and what I've seen and what I've got to do. But we want to be respectful of your guys' time. So if anybody has any kind of questions about what I've taken, what I've went through or anything, please reach out to whoever invited you here, and they can get in touch with me, or you can find me on Facebook and talk to me personally. I don't care either way. So I will pass it to Miss Julia, and she will continue on. Thank you guys for having me.
Thank you. Awesome. Thank you, Shara. And I am super, super blessed that you guys are all here tonight. Mackenzie, thank you for hosting this and inviting people. My name is Julia. I have actually been with the company now for 2.5 years, and I am a registered nurse. I actually, very similar to Shara starting, I actually started because we all know with COVID being as rough as it was up at the hospital, I was exhausted and really struggling with a lot of anxiety. I was having headaches, terrible indigestion. And a lot of it was because, and I knew I've been a pretty healthy eater a lot of my adult life because my husband has a history of cancer. So we've always been very, very conscientious of what we put in our bodies. But probably the last 3 months or 4 months of 2021, I just was really noticing my indigestion was worse than it had been in years. My anxiety, I hadn't had anxiety my entire life. And it was really, sorry guys, I'm at a park. So if that's loud, I apologize. You did Camp Hope with my husband, Mackenzie? Did you really? Oh, I love that. Okay. So yes. So my husband had cancer as a child. So we were very conscientious, very health focused in our family. But being a nurse and working through COVID, I was covering at the hospital a lot of hours. I was eating at random times, not the best food either, because you're up. I was covering a lot of night shifts and I was exhausted. I was drinking a lot of energy drinks in the sense of I tried to stay fairly healthy on my energy drinks, but still like the little flavor add-ins and things that I didn't think were a big deal were starting to catch up with me. And my friend kind of advertised the same energy challenge. And I was like, if I'm going to take something, I might as well at least take something that's healthy for me. So I started on those products and could tell a difference, huge difference, literally within 24 hours. I had come off of a 3 nights, 12-hour shift run. And if you've ever worked night shifts and you've ever worked 12-hour shifts or 14 or 16-hour shifts, you typically spend the following night or 2 nights on the floor or on the couch, sleeping and resting and trying to parent your children half awake. And I felt like I could tell a huge difference in the first day with just being more alert until an appropriate amount of time. And the big thing was on that second day, I actually felt like I could be a mom and not be real irritable with my kids. And I was like, oh my gosh, like I told Joel at that point in time, I said, if these are as good for like in 3 days, I would really like to see what it would look like to do it in a month. So what I honestly, when I started, one of my biggest things was we couldn't add $50 to my budget, not to mention, $100 or $150 or whatever it was going to look at like. So I knew whenever I started, I would start sharing right away, just because if it was helping me that much. I mean, really, you guys, in the 3 days that I tried those products, and these were all energy products, these actually weren't gut health products, but in the 3 days, I immediately was like, all of my nurses need this stuff. Like that was like my very first thinking. So I shared it with a lot of my nurses in the first month. But I started the gut health stuff the second month. And within 3 months of taking my gut health products, I was completely off of my my heartburn medication. I have not had a migraine since I started the products, which is phenomenal. And my anxiety has gotten significantly better. Fast forward a little bit into my first month or so of taking the products, Cassie, my friend that introduced me to the gut health supplements, invited me to come to a thing to where I could learn more about the products. Because obviously my nurse brain was starting to go crazy thinking, what in the world is in this stuff to make them so powerful? I was seeing testimony after testimony of them helping people who have autoimmune issues, come off of their medication, thyroid issues, decrease their medication, diabetics come off their medication, a blood pressure, like all these things. And so my nurse brain was like, what is in this stuff to make them so powerful? Because people in medicine need to hear about this. So I went to one of their meetings. It was like basically like a training. And I can tell you, I don't even remember what the training was about, but I sat there and listened to testimony after testimony after testimony of people with real diseases that are in remission or completely off medication because of the supplements from this company. And I kid you not, at that moment in time, I was like, people in medicine need to hear about gut health and need to know what's in these products so they can help other people. So I literally started deep diving my own, just my own heart, my own self, and started to really dig deep into gut health. So some of the things, and I wanted to share with you guys a little bit tonight, If you've never heard of gut health or haven't heard much about gut health can look different to a lot of people. A lot of people will think that it is like, I can't go to the bathroom regularly. It is that. Maybe it's indigestion. It is also that. Maybe it's bowel issues or like bloating. It is all of that. But it also looks like Sam talked about, like seasonal allergies. Joel used to have injections every season, every spring season for his allergies with steroid shots. He has not even taken Zyrtec for the last year and a half because his allergies are not a problem anymore. For some people, gut health looks like skin issues. Skin issues is a big issue with gut health. I have a mom that just started on her products that breastfeeds her child. Her child has had eczema his entire life. I mean, he's like 7 months now. And in the last month of just starting the products, his eczema is completely cleared up. He hasn't added anything or done anything with creams or anything like that, but just completely cleared up through taking the supplements herself and him getting it through his breast milk. Um, I have been able for the last 2 years walk alongside hundreds of people who have been able to transition their disease into health that didn't ever used to have hope of coming off of medication. I cannot tell you enough. It looks different for everybody, but I will tell you, if you're not addressing your root cause, which is a lot of times initiated in your gut, then most of the time that issue that you're having very well can be from a buildup of inflammation. So just a little bit of information in regards to gut health, because I like to share some of this, and Sam asked me to kind of share with you kind of a little bit of education in the sense from the medical side of it. So 90% of your serotonin levels are all established in your gut. So if you look around our world, it's no doubt with the amount or the type of food that we eat, the lack of exercise that we get, with the lack of nutrition truly in our food anymore, that you have a lot of people who have depression, anxiety, mental health disorders because their guts are overran with inflammation and bad bacteria. Our bodies are made and built with good bacteria and bad bacteria, and we're made that way. And the whole normal idea is that your good bacteria should always be over your bad bacteria. What tends to happen is when we start having diseases, your bad bacteria starts to outweigh the good bacteria. So we have a system at Plexus, and I will tell you, I had stomach issues for years. I always chalked it up to being genetic because I'm looking at myself a lot and I use quotations a lot. So I'm sorry. I'm going to try to stop that. But I'm like sitting here watching myself. I'm like, that's like the fourth time I've used air quotations. So I'm going to stop that right now. But I always chalked it up to being genetic because my mom suffered with bowel issues. My grandpa she always talked about my grandpa stuff. I was very much lactose intolerant. And so I always thought it was genetics, but I kid you not, ever since I have started on these products within that 3 months, I can handle a decent amount of dairy, but my stomach, I don't suffer with my bowel issues anymore. I'm not bloated like I used to be. It is amazing the difference. But what we find is I was taking a probiotic for years. And that was one of the questions Kathy asked me when I first started. She's like, do you take a probiotic? And I'm like, well, yeah, but it was a checkbox for me. It was, I do it. It's a good thing. I eat good foods. I literally, everybody that knew me thought I was a very healthy person. And I was, I mean, for the most part, but I was still suffering in silence because I thought it was normal. And I think that's one thing that all of us here that have started with Plexus and know and love these products have want to shout from our lungs that this doesn't have to be normal, because there is hope to actually feel better. And so one of the things the company comes up with is, so they are foundationally a gut health company. So you won't hear Plexus investing in different products that don't initially come back to the foundation of gut health. We have a foundational regimen, and every other supplement we have specifically builds off of that regimen for a reason. And so if you know of medicine, if you have a tooth problem, you're not going to go to your primary care doctor for a tooth problem. You're going to go to a dentist or somewhat of that nature. So I very much appreciate the fact that they stay in their lane with this type of education and nutrition. And so their foundational system, Shara kind of covered, it's called the Triplex. There's 3 products in that system. That system is $140 a month. But if you think of what you get in that system, it's literally less than $5 a day. And I don't know if you like different things that cost more than $5 a day, but even a coffee anymore is almost double that. So if you think about that, we sometimes get like, oh my gosh, $140. But if you spread that out over a month, it really isn't a big investment for your health, because your health is the only thing that carries you through your lifetime. So with the triplex comes with their probiotic, which it has a little bit of enzymes and stuff in it to help break apart yeast in your body. So then you partner that with a product called BioCleanse. Now, BioCleanse always gets a little bad rap for its name because of the cleanse part, but it's nothing like a cleanse that you're probably used to. You literally probably won't notice a huge difference within maybe a week or so of taking them. But the BioCleanse is actually cellular. It gets into your cells and it helps to pull out toxins and inflammation from your system. And then we have the well-known pink drink that the company's pink drink kept me from doing this company for 6 years, you guys, because I thought it was like a weight loss fad. And I was like, I'm not into weight loss fads. I'm into real change, and I'm not going to promote something that's a weight loss fad. So I was really big and stuck to that for long enough until I figured out that their pink drink was prebiotics. And then I kind of felt like a fool, but it's fine. Now I know. And the reason that they make it in a drink form, is because, I don't know if you know this, but you are more microbiome than you are anything else in your system. From literally head to toe, your skin is microbiome, your mouth is microbiome, your throat, your stomach, your esophagus, your intestines, your vagina, your uterus, all of those things. Sorry, I'm a nurse. Remember that. So sometimes I say words and people are like, oh gosh. So, but for real, like, you're more microbiome than you are anything. And they've made it in a drink form because when you start to drink it, it starts to work. It starts to permeate those sources in your mouth. And so those 3 products are the foundational product called the triplex. That is where I will start everybody if they are in it for true health. And I will tell you, any natural practitioner will always tell you, this is not a quick fix gimmick. This is a commitment of, I'm ready to change my health. And we like to tell people that we want to be very upfront and honest with you, because we want you to know that this is something we are partnering with you. Like, all of you guys here tonight will get a community of people around you to surround you and support you through this, because this is what we do. And we have seen so many lives change for this. The triplex is currently one of our new products that have come out is called Restore. And we have that is partnering with the triplex. Sam's drinking hers right now. That is a liver and kidney detox. And it is phenomenal. If you think about how much our liver is our main detoxifier in our body, it absorbs most of what we ingest through medication, through environment, through food. And so it is really powerful to have something that can pull toxins out of that to help keep it healthy and support that liver. And that combo that she's talking about right now comes free with a free reset, or comes with a free reset until the end of the month. And the reset is a box. It basically comes, it's a detox box, and it's a 3-day nutritionally supported fast that gives you a ton of nutrition instead of food for 3 days to help pull toxins and inflammation out of your system. It's a really big power-packed combo right now that, if you're looking for a good health change, will probably change your life in a matter of a month, when normally you will see stuff in 3 months. But those systems right there, if you're thinking of jumping into this, or at least asking questions, obviously no conversation. None of us here are salespeople. We are people who want to invest in your health. And we want to invest with you if you're ready to invest in your health. And so we want to answer questions when we ask you, if you're asking questions, we want to find out what this looks like for you and what's going to best fit your needs in this. And so those are the products I probably want to talk about more so tonight, and kind of give you that education and leave you with. And then I think Sam's going to tell you about a little bit, hit more on the sales a little bit, and then kind of wrap up with how to kind of go with getting your questions answered and stuff like that. But I do appreciate your time taking it tonight. I will tell you, I think I mentioned this at the very beginning, and just out of respect for your time, I'm going to hit on it really quick. When I started this company, I couldn't afford doing $50 or $140 a month. So I started sharing right away. And I will tell you, the company has a really powerful program that they do referrals for. Different than the business. If you're not into doing the business side of it, that's okay. But the referral system can still be a huge blessing to you. Literally $20 to $30 a person that you sign up can go back to pay for your products. And I mean, $20 to $30, if you get 3 people, you're paying $50 maybe for your products every month, which is phenomenal. If you decide you want to do it as a business, right now it's $72 a person, and that can pay for, I mean, $72 a person plus $150, which is a bonus if you sign up 3 people in a month. And right now that's like $375 in a month if you do that. So I left my job as a nurse to do this full time, and I have been able to help provide for my family in that for the last 6 months now, and it's been phenomenal. But that's just a little bit of my testimony in the sense of the business side of it. I'm always happy to answer questions of that, of course, because that's a huge passion on mine too. So, but Sam, I'm going to hand it back over to you so we can wrap it up.
I love how much you talk with your hands. So I wanted to do the air quotes too. That way I can feel like I'm okay. Anyways, so yes, the triplex and trim, that's what I'm kind of been doing right now. I'm down 9 pounds in the last 3 weeks. It's been amazing. I love the Restore. My kids actually like the Restore. So I'm like, stop drinking my stuff because, you know, it's very precious to me. But yeah, so triplex and trim, you get everything she talked about, a free reset right now until the end of the month. You also get $30 off that entire combo. So you'll get the free reset plus $30 off. And then we have an accountability group starting August 5th. So I always like to do this with people so that way I have questions. They're there to ask my questions or cheer me on or whatever. So we do have a group starting August 5th. And I think that is it. Is that it? Yep.
Real quick, anybody who orders through this will get $30 off. Did you mention that?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Perfect. Just wanted to make sure that I didn't hear it.
No, you're okay. Yeah, so $30 off, but I think we'll wrap this up. I really, really appreciate Mackenzie hosting this for us. We'll get you the recording so you can send it out. But if anyone has any questions, wants to order, connect, if you want to get through her and we can get in a 3-way chat and get connected, then we can do that. So I hope you guys
Thank you guys.
Night. Yes,
I have
ma'am.
a question.
Sure.
Okay, so what
Real quick,
are there
I'm going to
different
stop the recording.
flavors? Okay.